Welcome to the Dreamcast stream. Right.
20-year anniversary.
The 20-year anniversary of the US version. So the Dreamcast home video game console was released a year earlier, actually, in Japan, 1998. And then nearly a full year later, the North America release is what we're celebrating this week, 9th of September, 1999. Fucking 1999. 20 years ago. Right, it seems like yesterday, mate.
14th of October in Europe and all.
Yeah. Got it for my birthday a week later. Was the 6th generation of video game consoles. Preceding Sony's then came PlayStation 2, which really killed it. Nintendo's GameCube and the Microsoft Xbox.
No wonder it did shit when you look at them three consoles.
Well, them three consoles, for that generation were sick. The Dreamcast was Sega's final home console, making it the end of the company's 18 years in the console market. 18 years just gone. That's just freaking bizarre. It enjoyed a successful US launch, backed by a large marketing campaign. Interest in the system steadily declined as Sony built hype for the upcoming PlayStation 2. Yeah, PlayStation 2 nailed it.
PlayStation 2 destroyed everything.
Yeah. Sales did not meet Sega's expectations, despite several price cuts. Company continued to incur significant financial losses after a change in leadership. Sega discontinued the Dreamcast in March 31st, 2001.
That's nice.
Well, if you think about it, if you bought it in the UK, it's like 3 years.
Just less.
3 years, yeah, just less, yeah. 3 years lifespan for a console, man. That was just fucking...
it bankrupted, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, they had the choice of either going bankrupt and pulling out of it, or just being third-party developers. And they decided to just drop Dreamcast and go third-party develop.
Yeah, they did, and they're still releasing games today, aren't they?
Well, yeah. Live to fight another day. Only sold 9.13 million units worldwide.
That is pretty shit.
Holy shit. Although the Dreamcast had a short lifespan and limited third-party support, reviewers have considered the console ahead of its time. Its library contains many games considered creative and innovative, including Crazy Taxi, Set Radio. You were on about that the other day.
Great game.
What a game that was. And Shenmue, as well as high-quality ports from the Sega's NAOMI arcade system board. And it was also the first console, actually, to have an inbuilt modem and online play.
Yeah,
way ahead of its time. Way ahead of its time.
With the first one, if it came out before Dreamcast, before GameCube, no, it'd have been first. No, N64 didn't. N64 would have been first 4 controller.
Yeah. N64 had the first 4 controller, didn't it? Obviously, Dreamcast carried that on. But I can remember having like a keyboard and shit for this thing.
Yeah, you could get everything for it, mate.
And I don't even think I went on the web with it.
You had to get them special discs, didn't you? You had to get a disc to get it to run web. Yeah.
Obviously, the joypad, it had like the little VMU. It was the first console to do anything like
that. Yeah, that was your memory stick, weren't it?
Yeah, take them out, use them as like a little Tamagotchi style thing. I mean, so the stuff what it did was just freaking, it like futuristic. From going from the PlayStation, I'm a massive fan of obviously like the Marvel versus series. Well, X-Men versus Street Fighter, when that first came out on PlayStation. The memory for the original PlayStation with that shit, you couldn't even have 2-player tag, which the game were all about. On the Saturn, you could do it, but you had to buy the 4 meg RAM upgrade to do it. Whereas the Dreamcast were the first system what actually brought the arcade home.
Dreamcast were good, mate. It was a good console, but it's just like you said, it's all arcadey fun stuff. There's not many games where you can sit down.
Well, with it being based on the NAOMI arcade system board, it really were only designed for them type of games. I mean, all the 2D fighters and that, what were brought out around about that time, ran like an absolute dream. And then obviously all your games like Sega Rally, Daytona, what Sega brought out, all those, they were perfect ports.
Yeah, beautiful, weren't it?
Absolutely perfect arcade ports. I mean, Soul Calibur is even better than the arcade version.
Well, Sega Rally's good on there.
It is Sega Rally, yeah. Although I think the UK version only ran at actually 30 frames per second, whereas the Jap version ran at 60. So the Jap version was the better version.
Well, I think he only run at 30 frames as well. Saturn.
Yeah.
Saturn were flop. Saturn were worse than Dream. Honestly, Saturn's worse. I think that fucking it were nailing coffin. They brought Dreamcast out to try and save the senders, didn't they? It didn't work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Couldn't compete with PlayStation 2, could they?
So on January the 31st, 2001, Sega announced the discontinuation of the Dreamcast after March 31st and the restructuring of the company as a platform agnostic third-party developer. That the market was not yet ready for online gaming, and I don't think it were because
it were
especially in the UK, because I can remember. I don't even think I had broadband.
No, I would have done. No, we would have had dial-up.
I was still on dial-up. I'm sure I was still on dial-up, and I think that's why I never took my Dreamcast online.
Let me Google now when broadband first came out.
Because I was playing. I'm trying to think what I was playing. I was playing Doom and Quake on the PC on dial-up, and that was probably around about when I was 15, 16, 17 then. So yeah, that
2 feet broadband launched in 2000 in the UK.
That's it.
So
when I first had my Dreamcast, I could play it. I could play it with broadband.
Obviously, seriously, if 2000, it'd have been fucking through the roof back then. You want people like families 4 or 5, they wouldn't. I don't think they'd be able to afford it.
No, exactly.
Did PlayStation 2 do DVD?
Yes, that's the other thing. You could play films on your PlayStation 2
and your Xbox One. Well, your Xbox original Xbox, yeah.
Blake Snow slated that the much beloved console launched years ahead of the competition, but ultimately struggled to shed the negative reputation Sega had gained during the Saturn, Sega 32X and Sega CD days. Absolutely. You know, they've got a big reputation to try and rebuild. And
they fucked it over, and the Mega Drive were fucking awesome.
From Mega Drive, it just went bang. I don't really know what happened to them.
But like I said, Dreamcast has got a good catalogue, but there's only 10, 15 games.
Yeah.
Where you could reel off 20, 30 games on a PS1.
Oh, absolutely. So that's some real top titles as well. Final Fantasy 7.
Resident as well. Resident Evil 2.
Resident Evil 2, 3. I mean, the early Tekken games. Gran Turismo, probably one of, for its time, the best driving simulator what you could play.
Metal Gear.
So the titles for the PlayStation, and then on top of that, they still had all your Capcom games and things. What were on the Dreamcast? Yeah. So it would just don't have enough support.
Dino Crisis, no.
Dino Crisis. Oh, please give us another Dino Crisis. Why didn't they fucking make that instead of that? This shit, what's coming out now? Gamer Informer, commenting on Sega's tendency to produce underappreciated cult classics, Power Stone.
Yeah, definitely.
Stated, let's just rejoice in the fact that Sega is making games equally among the console crop so that history will not repeat itself. Absolutely. And I think that, like we say, they are in a better place now. They're better off just making decent games for all different consoles.
But then you go for the game. I love the games. I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Great with games.
Yeah. Each system's got its own, own standalone games.
It's like the Dreamcast came out too soon.
At least, that's what everyone says. It was just brought out way before its time, and it's sad that it only had a 3-year. I mean, it's still daft as it sounds. Out of all the consoles, what I've had, and I've had PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, Xbox One. All the new a PlayStation 2. I never owned the original Xbox, but I went on to Xbox 360. It's still up there in probably one of my best favourite consoles.
Same with GameCube. GameCube underestimated.
Yeah, get another great console.
Which was same time as this, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think the problem with both, we all anyway, PS2 were just too good. PS2 were just like...
Yeah, Sony come along, stamped on everybody, and, well, the rest of this.
And then Xbox came to try and fucking pull it back, didn't they?
Yeah, and well, it's them head to head, innit? But yeah, it's just a shame, man. Came out before its time and died before its time. So yeah, that's a little bit of history of the Dreamcast. Sad.